Bonafide Hustler here. What is going on, peeps? Coming to you live and kind of late morning show. That's right, on a Wednesday. So if you're watching this right now, it is live. And usually when a show is live, it'll show like a tiny little thing on the corner of either your mobile phone or on the video saying it's live. It'll have a little like red dot or something. So anyway, it's a live show. And this is probably the fifth one in the series. I think I've had four more previous. So like, this is the fifth one, and this one is called 10 items that sold on eBay for good cash, or Craigslist, or the antique booth. So yeah, the premise of this show is to teach you guys through past pictures of my hustles, right? Teach you like the thought processes, where I got it, what it sold for, and yeah, things like that. So that way you guys can learn. And these are items that I have hustled. These are items that I have flipped. So I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with kind of like the plethora, or how do I say it? But the plethora is a really good word, of the items that we're going to be looking at today. So I do want to make sure that everything sounds good, okay? So that's why I go like this, make sure that the mic is in the proper place. I am using a new webcam, and if you like it, if you think it's, got a pretty decent picture, then let me know that as well, or else I might just throw it in the trash. I don't know, but I think it's working well. But some people yesterday on the show were like, yeah, I don't, like one or two people were like, it didn't look that good, but then the other crowd said it was looking fine. So let me know. Would greatly appreciate it. We got 5 viewers in the house, and if you're watching right now and it's live, then there is a feed to your right, and that's an actual feed where I can see what you're saying. So let's try that out real quick, all right? All you guys out there that are watching, the 5 viewers or maybe more, put a comment into the chat on the right, and let's see if we can get this show kicked off. So we have Taught to Profit is in the house. That's the first comment right now. I do realize it's a little bit earlier of a show, and I would really like to do these shows like in the evening or late afternoon, but my plans get kind of busy and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just try to do the best that I can, teaching people through my past hustles, like how I've done it, and kind of like, I don't know, I'm real proud of the fact that I can hustle a lot of different things, and so we're looking at some pictures that I believe are late 2013 or maybe first part of 2014, and I think you're really going to enjoy some of the things that you learned today. What's up, Janelle Harris? Yeah, so we got some people that are commenting right now in the feed, and if you watch this after the fact, then you can still put a comment, and I'm likely to read it. I don't know if I can respond to every single one, but I am likely to read it, and I respond to certain ones. So anyway, so yeah, Lucky _ says, thanks for hosting these shows regularly, Mr. Hustler. You're very welcome. I hope I can continue doing this and everything like that. Being a content creator, it's tough, right, to find time to do all this kind of stuff, but I've maintain a pretty interesting schedule with my life, and I wake up at 5 in the morning, that kind of stuff, and I think it allows me to take care of most things, even though there are some things with my other YouTube channel that I wish I could get better at. So anyway, I'm just trying to do the best that I can, and hope you enjoy it. So let's talk about these pictures. I'm going to do a screen share, and that's what the show does. It screen shares down to a folder on my computer, and then we start rifling through the pictures, and I teach you through the pictures. So and Taught to Profit's being real proactive with his comment right here, saying click the like button, everyone. So yeah, click the like button if you think this is going to be a good show, or if you've seen the past ones and you like it, you want it to continue, hit the like button, and I'll definitely ask you to hit the like button at the tail end of the show as well. Okay, so let's go into the screen share. Let's whisk you guys away real quick and get you guys learning something, so that way maybe before this weekend or on this weekend when you're garage sailing, maybe you can find some of this stuff, and at least you'll know how I thought about it, what I kind of flipped it for, and because this is not really super old stuff. We're not talking about flips that were 20 years ago or anything. Flips that were done in 2014. So, and it's still very relevant stuff. So I really want to teach you guys some of this stuff. All right, let's go into the screen share and let me know if you see the first picture. What is this first picture? Let me know. As long as you guys can see the picture and you can see my mouse moving, then we can get the show started. But it's very important that you guys see the mouse moving, because oftentimes I point to certain things on the picture, and these are very important things that you guys need to know about. So, okay. So hopefully everyone can see that this is a stroller, okay? It is a Bob stroller, okay? Which is a very, very, very good brand to hustle, okay? You can see it up here. It says B.O.B. I mean, the label's kind of, anyway, but it's up there. So this is a Bob stroller, but it's not the best stroller to hustle when it comes to Bob. But let me discuss a couple things about this stroller, so that way when you go to your own hometown, you start looking around and everything. Maybe you find an OfferUp or Craigslist, and someone's selling their Bob stroller. And if you're lucky, you find them at garage sales. But the first indicator of a Bob stroller is these plastic mag wheels right here, and so you'll start seeing that on Bob strollers. Then you're going to start seeing these kind of like hybrid wheels where it's like smooth in the front or smooth through the middle, and then it has a little bit of like grabby stuff right here. I guess if you take a really crazy corner, like if you're running up Pikes Peak, or maybe you're running down Pikes Peak, then at least your kids don't go flying out and your stroller doesn't lose traction, right? But quite honestly, I don't think this stroller would ever get enough lean to where these things could grab. But it's a really cool looking tire. Let's face it. It's a folding stroller, okay? And the Bob the Bob strollers are known for having the suspension right here. So hopefully you can see that. We know that this is a more current day Bob within the past probably 4 years, because the actual seating has padding in it, right? So if you look at the older type Bobs, it'll be a very flush type seating arrangement, and the newer ones have these little pads that start coming out for extra comfort for the child. When you deal with double Bob strollers, you'll have two different types of coverings right here. Each kid can have sunlight or full shade. It just it doesn't go. It's not universal for both kids, right? It's almost like having dual zone AC in your car. And so if one kid wants to have shade and the other one wants all sun, you can do that. Reclinable seats in the back. There's a strap right here. You can barely see it, but there's a strap right there that reclines the seats back or forward, depending on whether you want your kid, leaning back like Ice Cube style, from like Boys in the Hood, or if you want your child all the way upright, like a really, really attentive pupil in class. So, and then we have a foam kind of handlebar right here with a bike brake, right? That's actually standard, right? You might think that's retrofitted, but no, it's standard, and it's going down all the way to this front wheel, which is right here. Okay, so the reason why this isn't the pinnacle of Bob strollers, guys, is because this front wheel is fixed. As you can see, it's not a swivel type front wheel, so it's not the super, super desirable one. However, I picked up this one for, I believe, 125 bucks at a garage sale, and I was able to flip it for about $300 locally. So that was a pretty easy flip, definitely done within a week. So you want to be looking for these types of strollers. Let's get a closer look at the inside, and as you can see, the actual back of it right there has those pads, those extra pads. If this wasn't a super current day one, then you would see completely just like, you wouldn't see this padding in there. You would just see a flush kind of place for the kids to sit. There's also, well, I won't discuss this, but you can put something in here that'll give a little shelf for the kids to like eat their food and all that kind of stuff, have drinks. It goes into this little hole right here. It's called the infant carrier or something. I don't know, but it's like a table that goes in front. Sometimes if you hustle them, you'll find it with the table, and sometimes you won't. So I want to go into, so that's two Bob stroller pictures right there. I just want to talk to you guys about that. In one of the videos that I did with this series, I think it might be video 2 or video 3, I did show a single Bob stroller with a swivel front wheel. And if you have the swivel front wheel with a single child one, great resale. But just remember those indicators of Bob strollers. First of all, suspension, plastic mag wheels, highly customizable kind of like unit, really, and it's very, very kid friendly and adult friendly, and they fold. Okay, so when it doesn't end up being in your car like this, it folds over and becomes really, really nice and tight, so you can put it in an SUV. But if you found this, the double Bob stroller with the swivel front wheel, now you're talking serious money. In fact, I think on eBay they're like minimum $500 to $550 new. So you can imagine if you find one at the garage sale for like $100, then all you gotta do is repost it for $300 to $350, and you'll make your money. But you'll make double your money or more. It's pretty easy to do, honestly. So as long as you have the room in your car, I would definitely hustle this. Now, where you're gonna find wear and tear on these the most is gonna be up here. You'll find some sun fade sometimes on some of the Bob strollers. Not a huge deal. More or less, the bigger deal is this part cracking right here, which is the foam kind of handle thing. It's not a buzzkill, but if you're not handy, you don't know how to fix it, then it could be a buzzkill. But you'll usually find oftentimes you might find a crack or two in one of these little foam things up here. Going to the comment feeds real quick. We got Janelle Harris commenting, 74 Bowie, what's up? Coco and Rumble says, longtime watcher, first time commenter. Thanks so much for all the quality content you provide us. You're totally welcome. Mr. Saddy123, one of the most long-term commenters on my channel. Welcome, Mr. Saddy. It's really good to see you. And Coco Rumble says, it's enjoyable to watch your videos and know that there are other people out there that are just as passionate about garage sales or yard sales and reselling as I am. I am definitely very passionate about it, as you can see. So let's go into more pictures. We're right now at November 9th, 2013. So here's some dates right here. This was a actual ski boot that I found, I believe, at a garage sale. I think I paid like $40 for these. And I'm not telling everyone go hustle ski boots. These are very decent ski boots. They were Salomon Rush ones, for women's. And I always like messing with ski boots when they start looking like they almost have pistons right here, right? And everything's all chrome and anodized looking. And plus, now they honeycomb the side for breathability. When they start looking crazy and intricate and very futuristic looking, like something that RoboCop would wear, then I start getting excited. But for the most part, I don't hustle 90% of the ski boots that I find out there. Okay, I just start researching the ones, or if I'm there at a garage sale, I'll just pop on, Salomon, and then I'll put the actual Rush right here, women's, blah, blah, blah. And these things could I believe, I could look this up right now, but I believe they sold, let's take a look. Actually, I have my email open. So Salomon, I don't ever delete my emails. And this is actually one of the best parts about it, is that I get to actually look back at stuff that I hustled, and I can tell you how much it's sold for really quickly. Shipping created for, here it is, sold for $63.99. So, you know what? Now that I think about it, this might not have been a $40 hustle. Maybe this is a little bit less, but either way, $63.99 is what they sold for. Not a terrible flip, but usually when I actually hustle these type boots, I almost always put them in. I almost get them in the 100+ category pretty quick, especially if they're brands like Dalbello or something like that. So I'd have to check back in my 2014 buy Google document. Like, I always record all the prices that I pay for everything. I still think I paid 40, so that means I might not have made much money on this one. But if there's anything less than 40, then I did make money. So, but I still wanted to show you and teach you guys through this one right here, because I did see it in my pictures, and I was like, you know what, I haven't talked about a ski boot in a while, or ever. So I think it's important to talk about it. But like I said, dismiss about 90% of them. When they start looking super, super crazy, then you probably want to start hustling them, or at least researching them. All right, this one was found in a garage sale. Let me, if I can remember this one. Oh, actually, you know what? No, this one actually was bought off Craigslist for, I think, $120, if I'm not mistaken, because this is the shiny one. I do have another one of these that I actually ride right now, but it's the more matte black finish. So this is a Electra. Okay, so anytime you deal with cruiser bikes, there are two manufacturers that really, a lot of people like buying these bikes from these two manufacturers. One is called Electra, and the other one's called Felt. Electra bikes are, they have simple cruisers, and then they have ones that are like Hawaii themed, and then they got ones that are crazy themed like this, or a Rat Fink chopper style. This one's called the Straight 8 model, and Straight 8 model back in the day, about 8 years ago, came with a dual crown front fork. But now they go to a single crown front fork, and it's black and everything. That's the one I have, and it's a little bit lighter material. But this one was still a really fun bike to own. These tires are 24 by 3 inches, meaning that they are a little squattier than normal tires, plus they're fat. They're very fat tires on this bike. Now, what's really cool if you hustle any of the bikes from Felt or Electra is that, if you look back here and you start seeing a pretty big hub in the back and then a little shifter assembly, that shifter assembly likely has a wire going to it. We can kind of see the wire right here. It's hugging right there, and then it goes up the bottom of the down tube, and then it comes up here, and it's going to a shifter. All right, so let's look at the shifter. This is what's called a Nexus 3-speed shifting system. It pairs up with a Nexus 3-speed hub down below on the bike. It's really fun, honestly. It has like basically a granny gear here at 1. Really, probably you spend most of your cycling time in the gear 2, and then 3 is if you really want to haul ass and look super cool, like a super ninja, then yeah, you would probably be in gear 3 all the time. But this bike was, $120, and I did sell it for $300 to another person on Craigslist about 3 or 4 months later. I actually used it for a while, and I didn't rag it out, but I used it, definitely like had my fun with it, and then I actually sold it right as I found another one of these that was the matte black one, which is what I still have now. So I had two of them, and I was like, all right, this one weighed more because of the fork was different, and a couple other things, but it weighed more, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick the lighter bike, although this was arguably the better built one of the two. But anyway, so I found my other one for $300 at a garage sale, and it actually is worth I listed it for $550 one day, and someone was like super interested and wanted to come to my house, and I decided not to let them have it. So I kept it. But this one right here definitely sold for $300 to a person that came from Northwest Texas and was like dying to have a straight 8 cruiser. So that's what the shifting assembly looks like. The straight 8 cruiser has also a checkered rear rim. And we can tell this one has some wear on it because the checkered rear rim, and the reason why I kept the newer one was because it was just in better condition. But this, if you look carefully, you can even see cracks in the sticker. This is a sticker, right? It's not a painted rim. This is a sticker that goes over the spokes. It's pretty wild, actually. And here's the Nexus 3-speed shifter right there. It's a coaster brake, as we can see with this assembly right here. And then let's take a look at the Electra logo. So it's kind of like this. Electra, you'll see the logo kind of like that. Just remember this brand, and as you can see, we can see the fat tires already right here. A really fun bike to own, really, really fun bike, I mean, honestly. But not fun enough for me to keep it. But I kept the other one. So it's a pretty bike, and this is what Electra looks like. Oh, this is the newer one, sorry. So I have a picture of the other one. See how this fork is black right here? So yeah, this is the one I kept. It's still sitting in my garage. Pretty fat tires, better condition. I did pay up for it, but then again, it's also worth, $500 to $550. I don't even know if Electra still makes this bike anymore, but it had a solid run for about 5 years, and it was a very popular model. So anyway, as you can see, the handlebars are also different on the newer one. So this is the newer one. Handlebars are like this. On the older one, the handlebars are a little bit more like they're more aggressive. They're not as wide. So there are many reasons why I kept the newer one. It just felt better. And now, honestly, my wife rides the crap out of this bike more than I do. She really likes it. What's interesting about some of the electric bikes is that they have what's called a PFD design. So as you can see on normal bikes, right, the actual crank and the crankset is right under like the seat. But on a PFD type bike, which is called pedal forward design, you sit back here, but then you pedal forward up here. It's really weird, right? So you can see it's a much longer chain assembly and all that kind of stuff. But this is definitely a PFD design. And if you're ever going to hustle Electra bikes and you want to get comfortable like right out of the gates, there's one model that you should start looking up in your Craigslist called the Electra Townie. The Townie comes in single speed, 3-speed, and 7-speed configurations, and then some have the front fork, some don't. But the Electra Townie is the most widely adopted Electra bike that you can hustle right now. In almost every town across America, an Electra Townie would be the lead Electra bike to hustle. Okay, this just happens to be a themed Electra bike, a straight 8, as with this one right here. It's also a straight 8, just the newer version. It's matte finish. But if you look at the Electra Townie, this should be your homework after this show, is to look up Electra Townie Craigslist around your area. Okay, just trust me on that. I've hustled many Electra Townies, and they're a much more wanted bike than this. All right, so Bowtie says, I love bikes. I buy banana seat style bikes when I see them. Yeah, those are really cool. Hard to find though, but very cool. Okay, so let's go to the next picture right here. It's a November 2013 picture. This is the Gelnusa Tri-8s. I know this shoe very well. I've hustled this shoe many times over. So this is one of the shoes I talk about in a Bonafide video about 2 years ago called Wild is In. In fact, this might be even the pair that I put in the video. But when you deal with ASICS shoes, Wild is definitely in. Wild Colors, man, sells for good money. So these Tri-8s, I believe almost every pair of Tri-8s that I've ever, even down to like really kind of worn ones, they were selling before when they were, these Tri-8s now are a little bit more budget friendly, and you can kind of find them on discount racks across America. But back in the day when they first came out, they were really wanted. I don't think they had enough supply. So these sold for $80. Bought them for like 11, I believe at Goodwill. Very good condition, as you can see. We didn't look on nubs on this, but we can already tell this is going to be nubs on nubs. There's the gel right there. We can already tell this is going to be in very good condition, but I didn't have the underside picture put into the pic collage here. But memorize this kind of stuff. ASICS. Other models of ASICS that you absolutely need to be looking at are the Kinsei model, the Kayano model, and the Nimbus model. Nimbus is really good as well as some GT2000s. It just depends. GT2000 shoes are pretty decent, but those are all ASICS. So great manufacturer, ASICS. Okay, let's go to this next picture right here, shot next to my trash can. Actually, my recycle can, which is cool. So this is there's a significance to this bike. The reason why is not just some ordinary kid's bike, okay? Very important that you understand why I hustled on this bike, and I diss about 95 of most kids' bikes I see outside of thrift stores. But this one I popped on. First of all, if you're gonna pop one on kids' bike, there are only two manufacturers that I would safely tell you right now that this is okay to it's safe to pop on these two manufacturers only. Specialized is the first one, and the second one is going to be Trek. Okay, so Trek and Specialized have the best kids bikes on the market, but they're not the most price friendly. Okay, so if you're a consumer and you're going to a bike store and you try to buy this bike, right? This bike at a bike store would be $180. Now you might be thinking that's complete crap. No, I'm not even kidding you. Look up a Hot Rock 20 right now, Specialized Hot Rock 20, new, and tell me what you find. So the reason why they call it a Hot Rock 20, first of all, and not all the bikes are going to have this 20 or 20 all over it. Just one Rock 16 or Hot Rock 12 is because the tire size is 20 inches. That's very important. So after this, the tire size goes to 24, and those Hot Rocks, the Hot Rock 24s, are like minimum $300 starting price. I'm not talking about the reselling price, but I'm talking about the starting price. If someone was to try to get this for their child and wanted it to be brand new, then yeah, you'd be paying $189.99 for this one, and then for a Hot Rock 24, $300 to $350 pretty quickly. So yeah, Specialized. Now, Trek makes a similar model. It's called a Jet 20 or Jet 16 or Jet 12, and these are really good bikes. I mean, they're built a little bit better than normal Kmart bikes and Walmart bikes. They got better brakes for the child, and the coaster brakes better. I mean, everything's better about it, period. Stronger materials. So when you're going to be hustling this, just remember that name. Remember this name, Special Trek. This right here, 50 to 60 bucks in resale. I buy them anywhere from $5 to $10 at a thrift store. It's a very easy flip. I've done so many of these. It's like I couldn't even remember exactly which one how much it's sold for. But if it's a Trek, or I mean, it's a Hot Rock 20 or a Trek Jet 20, I'm looking at 50 to 60, right? Trek also for the girls, they'll have one called a Mystic. For the guys, it's called Jet. So for the little boys, it's called Jet. For the girls, it's called Mystic. Mystic 20 in really good condition. 4050, a Jet in really good condition because it has a Jet and some other. They have like splash guards and foam everywhere, and it looks really cool. So yeah, you can get 50, 60 for those. So something to learn about. There you go. It's still kind of beat up, honestly, but yeah, 50, 60 all day. Good colors. Anyway, so we have some comments coming in. And it says, morning, Bonafide, John Hardesty. What's up, Hardesty? Hope you like that hat I sent you. Cool shoes. Yep. Going on Grumpy. Hey, guys. What's up? Growing on Grumpy. Good to see you. We have Blue, Image 07. Love your videos, Bonafide. Keep up the good work. Always wanted to try picking up stuff at a garage sale. Man, try is I mean, God, it's so easy to make money on garage sales. I'm telling you right now that this is not a hard thing to do. So while we have 17 viewers live right now, one thing I want to do is, I'm hearing the question, thank you for all these shows and everything like that. Look, if you want behind the scenes kind of stuff, if you want PDF on your phone and you want to study it at your own leisure time, then hook me up and the Green Room up, get it down below, and hit the link and get this thing up for free, right? You'll get put on our email list, which is cool because then you get, all kinds of emails that we created. We created almost about 100 emails with really good content. But more importantly, if there's ever a Green Room promotion for the university to get in, if you want to accelerate your learning, then you would find that promotion there. A lot of times we do early bird promotions through there or only deals through there. So very important. We don't do deals very often, though. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to get this thing for free. It's sitting down below in the link. 100 amazing items to resell. 100 really not hard to find stuff either. Like we made sure to put 100 really good items to sell. So if you're learning, or you want to try to do this, or you are already doing this, but you want to learn more stuff, which is the key. Like he who learns the most wins the day, right? Or she who learns the most wins the day. Get that guide. It's going to help you out. Trust me. More people are coming in. Brian Huntsman, smash the like button. That's right. Comfort Zone Studio. What's going on? Good to see everybody. So let's go back into the screen share. I don't have exactly too much time today. I got a couple plans coming up, but I do want to run you guys through these pictures so I can teach you guys some things. All right, so we're back into the picture collage right here. The next item right here, this Epson printer, I bought at a garage sale for 10 bucks. All right. Now the reason why I'm popping on this, and the crazy part is I bought this for 10 bucks. I powered it on, never truly tested it out, and still sold it for $150. Okay, so what makes this thing so special? You might be thinking, like, what the hell? Like, how the hell do you get away with that? So, first of all, I don't know if you can tell by size reference, but this printer is definitely about half a foot wider than normal printers. All right, so this is called a wide format printer. And if you didn't know if it was wide format or not, trust me, when you walk up to it, you'll be like, holy crap, that's like way wider than normal printers that I see. So that was the first thing. And of course, I've heard from hearsay and this and that, and College Picker kind of taught me, like, hey, if you ever see wide format, just pop on it if it's dirt cheap, even for the parts or the heads or the motors or the little, all kinds of things people are looking for to rebuild theirs or refurbish, or to get them refurbished and then hustle them on top of my hustle, right? Which is likely what happened. If someone bought this, did the work to it and then flipped it for more money. Always look at wide format printers. So very, very important. So it's really easy. Once you find a wide format printer, go down to the actual model like anyone else would do and just run it through eBay and check it out. I would not send this thing off to Amazon unless it was fully tested. So definitely do not send to Amazon unless fully tested out, but likely you have to have different size paper. You have to have all kinds of stuff to really figure out if it really works right. And plus, you have to know a lot about cleaning heads and all that kind of stuff. So this is what it looks like when the cover is open. It's a really long track, right, where the heads go back and forth or whatever. And these are the exact pictures that went on eBay. Okay, definitely take a picture of your back, right, because you want to get that serial in there in case you get scammed. It's very important to have that on your side. But yeah, 150 bucks sold. I mean, untested, sold 150 bucks. Pretty good turnaround. Pretty big box. So realistically, I walked with like 85 bucks in profit. Once everything was all done and the box was sent off, which was probably $20 to $25 in shipping. Yeah, just want to show you guys, a little bit of a bolo of what to look out for. Next picture. So I went to a bike swap meet. In fact, if you watch my Bonafide Hustler videos, you'll see me every now and then go to the bike swap meet, which is called Frankenbike in this town. Frankenbike being the term of, it's not exactly a swap meet for, it's all bicycle related. But the reason why I call it Frankenbike is because it's mostly parts that you'll find at this place. You'll find some intact bikes, yes, but if you had to take a pie chart, it'd be 20% intact bikes, 80% parts, like laying around helmets, cranks, whatever you want, shifters. So I went to a Frankenbike in the heat of summer, well, not in the heat of summer, but it was still pretty hot at this time. I bought, oh no, by the time I did buy this in the summertime, by the time I decided to sell it, it was around November 16th, because these pictures actually made their way onto Craigslist. So I did own the bike in the summertime. I rode it around a lot. That's, story of my life is I buy things, I ride on my experience, great things with them, and then I sell them for more money. That's just, I love doing that. I've been doing it for at least the past 11 years now, almost 12 now. And yeah, it's just a fun way to live life. I mean, you get to experience all this amazing stuff and then still sell the product that you're experiencing everything on for more money. So not saying I do it with everything, because clearly with my Toyota 4Runner that I bought, for new, that's not going to ever sell for exactly the same amount of money or more. But for other things, right, whether it be shoes or, a really cool hat or bikes, it's very common to do that. In fact, I do it all the time. So, so here is a single speed. Now, these are classified as BMX cruisers because they look like a BMX, but they're 26-inch wheels, which is more adult-sized, type BMX, bigger. It's a really pretty BMX, but there was one thing wrong with it. Let's see if you guys can figure it out with this one picture right here. Why would I actually show this picture on eBay? What's wrong with this thing? So I bought this thing for $220. I talked a guy down at the Frankenbike from 300 bucks. Okay, and I pointed out this one thing that's in this picture. I was like, look, you might not have a buyer today for this thing. I mean, this is what I have to offer you. And he came down to 250. I was like, look, this is what I have in my pocket right now. And the funny thing is, I only had $220 left over. That was it from the garage selling day. So I offered him what I had, and it came with this one imperfection. Who can figure it out what it is? It's pretty easy to figure out. But if you're not looking at the right thing, you might not know. So I'll help everyone out real quick. This is the top tube of a bike. So what we're looking at here is this part right here. Okay, this is the top tube. And I did a close-up of that top tube because there is a ding underneath the cable routing thing, right? Cable clip router, whatever. You can't see it in any of these pictures. In fact, it's right here, but you really can't see it. But here, it's definitely obvious. Now, did the bike ride any differently because of this ding? No. It rode perfectly brand new. In fact, the story behind the bike was that they had bought it and came from the factory like that, and it had a ding, and no one wanted to mess with it in the store because the average price of this bike was, at the time, it was $550 or $600, right? This is a 2013, I think 2012 model, 2012 model, sorry, and it's called an OM Flyer made by SE. Right, really nice bike, 3-piece cranks. I mean, just beautiful. It was just a really nice looking bike. Great brakes on it and everything. Awesome. I love this bike, right? But I didn't love it enough to, because the fact that it had this the entire time, I was like, it kind of bothered me, on a long-term kind of whole keeping standpoint. So I still flipped it for $400 to a guy that drove his semi-truck, his big-ass 18-wheeler to a Walmart parking lot. And he was like, yeah, I travel all over the country. I don't have a bike to, putt around in and exercise with, and I really love these bikes. I could care less if it has the ding. $400 I sold it for. Amazing, right? So 220 to 400, still a really pretty bike. And as you can see, this is the condition even in November after owning it for several months and using the crap out of it. This is what it still looked like. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, I take good care of my bikes. I mean, I do. But this is a beautiful bike. So we have Miguel Sainz in the comments saying, hey, Bonafide hi from San Diego. What's going on, Miguel? Good to see you. Hey, you guys having fun real quick on this show? Let me know. We got 30 viewers in the house. If you're having fun, hit me up with a comment. I'm just going to see how the overall tone of this show is going. And if you are having fun and you're like, oh, I don't want to comment, but I do want to give something back to Bonafide, then hit the like button. Very important. So Lucky _ says, what is your opinion on Canon printers? It all depends. I like doing large format or new inbox printers. So when I go new inbox, and I don't care if it's HP or Canon or any of these other ones, Xerox, I don't care. Like as long as it's new inbox and it sells really well on FBA, then yes. But usually when you find those, it's going to be OfferUp or Craigslist or something like that. You'll hardly ever find a brand new printer at a garage sale. Hardly ever. But anytime I've ever found large format printers, surprisingly enough, it's actually been at garage sales. So when I take a look at Craigslist for large format printers, I usually find none. I'll find them, but they're accurately priced. They almost always are. But when it comes to new inbox printers or like wanted contest type printers or never opened, never used, then that's almost always Craigslist because it's pretty easy to find those. But people are liquidating them fast, and you got to be quick because, all you got to do is just do cross. You just sit there, get the model number, put it in Amazon, do this repeatedly, and you'll find eventually a really good deal that'll be well worth your time. But all the flips I've done off Craigslist, I mean, they're like 50 to 200 on FBA. Buy for 50 locally, 200 FBA. Buy for 100 locally, 300 on FBA. Buy it for 125 locally, 350 on FBA. So on and so forth. That's kind of how it goes. So easy way to make money. It's a new product as well. And usually when you hustle the right kind of printer, the rank is so low that it just sells within a week. So what's up, Miss Beauty 79, UK in the house? Good to see ya. And John Last, hey, Bonafide, do I ever sell rugs? No, I don't. I don't. I'm trying to think if I've ever sold a rug. The last rug I ever got, it's actually in this room right here. I got it for free. I put it in my room. I like it. So, yeah. So I hope I answered some questions there. It's really good to see everybody. Let's go back into the screen share real quick. I appreciate the likes, guys. I really do. Okay, let's get into the screen share and teach you guys a little bit more. All right, so this next item right here, kind of funny thing. So before I get into like what it sold for or whatever, I bought it at a Goodwill, had no remote. Okay, bought it at Goodwill, no remote. Why? Based on this one picture, and I'm going to tell you the rest of the story, but based upon this picture, why did I buy this thing? Why is this so important? So while you're answering that in the comment feed, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I bought it for $11. I sold it for $165 on eBay. And it actually had a small issue, so I had to refund a little bit of money, not a terrible amount. It was like around $40 or something, but still, nevertheless, a good flip. If it didn't have that issue, then the accurate market pricing was pretty good. It did sell within like no time at all. I mean, this was sold within a week. It was so fast. It's definitely heavy. And there's one picture at the end, not at the end, but that'll show you like what it looks like. Because the surprise is this thing actually folds out. I'll show you what it looks like. It's so crazy. So why did I buy this thing? Let's see if anyone figures it out. Okay, so NACMY007 says because it's a high 8. That's right. It's very rare to find anything like this. It's a rare media player. That's right, Jaime. Um, basically, when I do rare media and it comes with no remote control, then I'm looking for things like, high 8 players, beta. Even though I've never hustled a Betamax, I look for that kind of stuff. I'm looking for mini disc, right? That's very important. DAT, digital audio tape. So things like that, and I've hustled those for sure. Those last three, but that's what I'm looking for. Really rare media. I'm not. I look for VCRs, yeah, and I look for CD players and carousels, sure. But when I really hone in on like what I'm looking, I make a conscious effort to really decode exactly what each one is showing me. Is this one showing me a VHS cassette? Is this other one showing me a cassette player? Is this one a CD player? I could, the chances of me passing on those is really, really high unless it's something super, super wanted. But this one right here is definitely not one of those. This is a rare beast. So yeah, here's what the back of it looks like. It is a high 8. So if it was just a video 8, it would not have the S video in the back. So the S video basically means better resolution. So you can pick either this one or that one. You want 330 lines of visual resolution, you would hook up a yellow with a white and a red. If you want 420 lines of visual resolution, then you would go S video with a left and a right channel for audio. All right. So yes, and it plays high 8 tapes that you would take out of your camcorder and watch it right there on your screen. Very, very cool. So yeah, as usual, I'm taking the picture of the back, and there's another picture where I showed the serial number and all that kind of stuff. Very important. Plus, it also has this Faruja or whatever. I believe that's sound related, if I'm not mistaken. So very, very interesting type stuff, and it has VCR Plus. I don't think anyone cares anymore about that, but back in the day, it kind of mattered. Now, when we go to the end of the actual show, I'm going to show you. I'll just show you right now the panel of this. Let me see if I can find it. God, I got so many cool finds to show you guys. All right, so here it is with the high 8 tape going in there. It's working like I knew it worked and all that kind of stuff. Look at that. Yeah, is this not the wildest freaking thing you've ever seen? It's almost like for editing. In fact, it probably is. I believe that's probably why the person bought it. But look at this panel. Like when it folds out, isn't this? It's like Tron. It's so cool. I'm telling you, man. Look how cool that is. It's so cool. All right, so maybe I'm the only person that thinks that's cool, but I mean, this is cool. I wasn't expecting this entire thing to come out when I pressed it on this one button. I was like, oh, okay, what is going on? Like my entire life was getting digitized in front of my face. But I got excited, then I realized, okay, this is like really high tech. Who the hell needs a remote control when you have this thing popping out? So very interesting type thing, $165, realistic market price. I did rebate about 40 because something didn't work, something small, but the guy still wanted it. So very cool. Would you have hustled this? Yes or no? In the comment feed right now. Let me know. So Andrew K says, how do I know if it's a high 8? Well, first of all, it'll say high 8 because they're going to brag all about that. You would never make a Sony high 8 player and not say high 8 somewhere on the front. Second reason I would know it was a high 8 is because of this better video quality option right here, which is the S video input. So very important, or should I say output, because you would be outputting it, to a TV or something like that. So anyway, Jaime Nakashima, yeah. So you got to take into account, Jaime, Jamie, or is it Jamie? Jaime. Okay. That this sold in 2013. I mean, this sold 1 week after this date. So yeah, now in 2015, a couple more years, or 2016, a couple more years have rolled by. I mean, now it's getting older and harder to find. So yeah, I mean, saying now I could have listed higher for sure. Then 165 was actually pretty good with no remote control, quite honestly, because some of them had sold for like 120, I think, at that price. Yeah, Sweet Diecast Boy says this is like the DeLorean of media players. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's really neat. Don't ever pass up on stuff like that. I mean, maybe a normal 8. In fact, actually, no, I'm about to list a normal 8 camcorder on eBay with all the accessories and everything, somewhere in the vicinity of $75 to $100. I'm going to list it tonight, but it kind of just shows you, whether you're dealing with high 8 or 8 and it's a camcorder or a player, I mean, that kind of stuff is still wanted. I mean, who the hell would pay 75 or $100, you ask? But then look at eBay completeds and ask no more, because that's the real truth right there. That's showing you the completed 90 days on this and still wanted stuff. So yeah, it's okay. It's all good, Jaime Nakashima. Yeah, I mean, maybe you came into the show a little later after I told about the premise of the show and how the dates kind of do this and that. I teach through my previous pictures, and I think that's a really good way to understand and to learn things. So not a big deal, bro. Okay, so the next picture right here, we have some Jand panniers for a bike. Now, these aren't just some ordinary panniers, because the vintage style panniers, these are vintage, first of all. They're in very good condition. Vintage panniers almost always will have this like jumper cord, almost like, how do I say it? It's just like an elastic cord. They almost always have them down here on the older ones, and they have a steel up top here. Jan's a very, very good, out of Santa Barbara, California, manufacturer of, when it comes to mountaineering / backpack / bike stuff for touring. So yeah, this would likely go on the front of a touring bike, because these aren't relatively large. I believe I sold these to College Picker, if I'm not mistaken, or I might have sold him some. And in fact, you know what? I can look it up right now. Let's take a look if I sold these on eBay. Oh, shoot. Oh, here we go. Okay. See if I can find it. No, I sold some. I just mailed it to College Pickers, some red pair of something. And pannier. So these locally too. Oh, here we go. Got an offer for 50. Okay, never mind. They sold for, okay, so the buy it now price was $100. And I'm looking at this right now. This is November. Yep. Okay, so the buy it now price was $100, and they ended up selling for, let me go back to my search results here. Let me think here. I offered 80 back to the person. So I'm watching all this stuff go by. And then I think that's the end of it. I think after that, College Picker expressed some wanting of this, and I sent him these. And this must have been the ones I sent College Picker. So you can kind of see that the accurate market value, I was asking 100. Someone offered me 50 already. These things were, I found these at a Goodwill for like $6, right? I could have taken the 50 and did a quick flip, but then again, I'm always the kind of person, because likely what happened is that I listed them and they immediately get an offer, right? As soon as you list something, guys, and it immediately gets an offer, I mean, you got to think twice about taking that offer, because if it's happening so quickly, then it could mean someone's just trying to undercut you, reflip them, or just trying to get the best deal ever. So I came back with an $80 offer on the person. Looks like they didn't take it, but then I sent it off to CP. Not a huge deal, but CP really liked him a whole lot. He's done a lot of good things for me. So back then, yeah, I mean, I knew he really wanted him, so I just mailed him off to him. So, but you could probably got somewhere in the vicinity of 70 to 100 for these, no problem, okay? Because they are vintage and they're a little harder to find. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Or in fact, a lot of the vintage ones too are gonna have these really cool accents of like leather. So, and you can see that the zipper is just like top-notch zipper, not some junk. Yeah, I mean, this is real deal, like built so well. You can see how thick this zipper is right here. Really good condition. I mean, honestly, condition. They're very hard to do. So, all right. Hope you guys are learning something through that. Let me go back to the comments real quick. No comments yet. Okay, cool. So let's go. Here's the last thing I want to show you guys. Check this crap out, dude. This is nuts. I bought this thing for $20. This one, oh, $20. It actually sold my booth for like 80, or close to 80. Maybe it was $75, but I bought it for 20. I talked to the guy down. I remember he had like 2 of them, but one of them was coming apart. So I bought the one that was a little bit more intact, which was this one. What the hell is this? What do you think this is? I mean, this is going to blow your mind, right? Crazy. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's right, Jaime. A black box. Well, it's a yellow box, but it's basically a black box. So that's really cool. There's something that goes here, if I'm not mistaken, that's it's a little dial. I don't know if it's for equilibrium or something. I don't know. I think it was like because I don't know if this back then, I don't know if the black box recorded everything, but as soon as some shaking occurred or something, there was something here, I believe, that triggered the thing to start recording. So if it was turbulence or something, it would record, the turbulence plus maybe X amount of minutes afterwards, with the hopes that the plane, of course, would not crash. But if it did, it would get it all. There is something that goes here. I swear that's what it was. But anyway, something for you guys to check out. Yeah, it's a freaking black box, well, yellow box, guys. Look at this thing from a French plane. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, man. It was from a French plane, although it says Ukraine model, but it is from a French plane because we can see that this is clearly French on the side of it, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, this is definitely French. But very interesting. So yeah, the power goes in through, I think here it was, I'd never opened it, right? So I don't know. Maybe there's some like crazy footage in there, or audio footage, but for the most part, I thought it was, I couldn't, when you get so deep into hustling, you start appreciating, or maybe it's just me, right? I appreciate certain things to the extent where I'm like, I just have to know the end of the story for this item, right? And when we look at the yellow black box or the black yellow box, for me, I was like, I just have to know if I can sell this thing for more money. And I was like, well, how can I not? Like, this thing is like that cool. It says flight recorder. I mean, this is the type of stuff that finds itself on, the people's coffee tables or just random stuff. You can find it in someone's house, like on the side of it could be a decoration piece, but it's still wild, like to the point where if you have people coming over to have little cocktail weenies, and some shots, you know what I'm talking about, that they would be, I don't know, maybe I'm the only person, but I want pieces that people go, oh, that's pretty cool. Where'd you get that? Or like, wow, no way. Is this a black box? Some people like to have those type of items. It could be a Trans Am in your garage, right? From the 70s. It could be all kinds of stuff. But to have one, very unique items, I think is not a very rare characteristic that people have. I mean, so that's one of those things. Put it in the booth, sold for that much, great flip. And I urge you guys out there, take risks like that, because I don't even think that's really a risk, because that's just that cool. Plus, when you picked it up, it was pretty heavy. So I don't know, it was one of those things that I kind of wish I'd bought the second one, because there was one there, but then the thing, cover was coming off, but it was still a black yellow box or a yellow black box. And I wish I'd bought the other one. I kind of do at this point, but it was at the tail end of a garage selling day, and I was just like, well, see how the first one does. Man, I should have bought that second one. So you live in regret sometimes, but that's okay. So this. Oh, it says the translation is from Crafty Caregiver. It says the translation of that French stuff says registration of flight do not open. That's the translation. Very cool. Miss Beauty is saying I agree. Is that the one that went missing on 9/11? Anyway, I don't know. So yeah, very, very, very cool kind of item. So I got to split out of here, guys. I know you're probably looking for a little bit longer of a show, but I got to get out of here. It is my wife's birthday today, and I'm going to go spend some time with her, and then I got a green room show later on tonight. But I do want to thank you guys for coming down to this show and checking it out, and if you find this information really, really helpful and you want me to continue doing this series, then hit the like button or put a comment. More importantly, if you want to get good and start figuring out like how far can you take hustling, you got to start learning more items. Okay, learning more items, and take it from some of the best of us. We created a guide for you. Okay, and you got to learn, and it's easy to learn when there's something for free right here. All right, go down below, there's a link, go get it. So that is pretty much it. Andrew K, thanks BH, love you, everybody. Michael Helms, do I ever share the name of my eBay store? I mean, people in the green room know about it. On other places, I don't. Fran, great content as usual. You're welcome. Tornbrook saddle worth buying or no? Nakume 007. I still buy them, right? If they're weathered or torn, I still buy them, but you got to buy them for dirt cheap. I'm talking like $10 and below, $5 and below, because that's likely going to go on some piece. It might not even be a ridden type bicycle, just something weathered looking that, collects dust, but it's still a cool piece. So yes, I do. Yeah, so what's up, David Vargas? Good to see you. Have a nice dinner. I don't know if I'm gonna have dinner. I'm gonna have just a really good lunch or something like that. Yeah, thank you so much, Gerardo, for all the happy birthdays to Whitney. Miss Beauty, yep, that's right. Thank you so much for the good birthday wishes. I'll let her know that you guys said it. So I really appreciate it. There will be another live show tomorrow because I like doing this kind of stuff. It'll probably be more in the later afternoon. And everyone's welcome. All right, you guys are welcome. Comfort Studio, Nakume 007. Everyone's welcome for the information. Jaime, yeah, that's right. You're welcome too. Bliss to Life, you finally caught it live. I know. So tomorrow I'll do another show, and then Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Friday is going to be the garage sailing tip show. That's going to be really good around late afternoon. Look forward to that. Maybe early afternoon, around the 2 o'clock area, and then probably tomorrow, right around that 2 o'clock mark. Then the show should be there for another one of these 10 items. I always say 10, but I give you guys more because that's the right thing to do, right? So I'll see you guys later on the next show. Take it easy.